The immigration issue dominated the 2024 election, and with good reason. According to the New York Times, more than 8 million immigrants came to the country during President Joe Biden's four-year term. That's a faster pace than any other period on record. On the campaign trail, President-elect Donald Trump promised the largest mass deportation of immigrants who've come to the country illegally. And so far, he hasn't backed off.
Well, we're going to do something with the border, and very strong, very powerful. That'll be our first signal, and a first signal to America that we're not playing games.
And that has some Las Vegas locals concerned. That includes Isaac Velasquez, a formerly undocumented immigrant who gained his citizenship by serving in the Army. He still has family members who aren't yet citizens. Is this a big issue with you in the community, with people you talk to? Are they talking about this? Are they anxious about it? Are they nervous about what's going to happen?
Yeah, I think that the Latino community is very nervous about what's going to happen, mainly because we don't know how it's going to happen.
Velasquez tells me that the fear of deportation and the effects on families that lose a mom or a dad can be devastating, and the heated rhetoric of the campaign makes that even worse. Although he's now a citizen, Velasquez says he still struggles in America. I mean, you have lived here a long time. You've served your country in the military. Do you feel welcome in America with all this rhetoric going on?
In this case, I do not. I was fortunate enough to go through the DACA, get my residency, become a citizen through the Army. But what I think about a lot is, what if I wouldn't have done that? Right? Would I just be another number?
In Las Vegas, groups that deal with locals potentially facing deportation say they're seeing an increase in requests for help. Boyd Law School professor Michael Kagan runs the immigration clinic.
Panic is not a good way to respond, but being prepared and thinking in advance, that's a smart thing to do, and that's also what we're preparing to do to help the people that we represent.
Kagan and others recommend some common preparations that immigrants should take. They include gathering important papers and keeping them in a safe place, drawing up a power of attorney in case someone else has to look after your children, setting aside an emergency fund if you're able to, never making a false claim to U.S. citizenship, and most important, consulting a qualified attorney for legal advice. People can also seek help from community groups, such as the Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada. That group is offering Know Your Rights classes that are free to the public to help navigate the complex field of immigration law. The center encourages people to follow them on Facebook and to watch the website for class schedules. That web address is there on your screen, lacsn.org. I talked with Peter Ashman, a longtime Las Vegas immigration lawyer. He tells me he's seen an uptick in clients since the election.
People are really scared and they're worried. A lot of people have their whole lives invested in the United States. They have homes here, they have family, they have businesses. And, it's not like they can just simply pack up a duffel bag and head south.
That's especially true of dreamers, people brought to our country as children who never experienced life in their home countries. Trump said in his recent interview he was open to allowing dreamers to stay. But he also said mixed status families, where children are U.S. citizens by virtue of being born here, but whose parents are not, will have to face deportation or family separation.
Well, I don't want to be breaking up families, so the only way you don't break up the family is you keep them together, and you have to send them all back.
Ashman and Kagan say Americans might support deporting illegal immigrants in theory, but change their views once they realize the impact on people they know or workers they hire.
I think there's a certain amount of that sentiment that is misplaced, because I don't think the people that believe that everyone should be deported really have understood what that truly means. And if you break it down and say, yeah, but Maria, your next door neighbor, that your kids play with their kids, she's an illegal immigrant. Oh, no, I had no idea. No, she's a good person. We don't want her to go.
And the sheer number of immigrants guarantees most people know somebody born in another country.
If you have walked 20 feet, you have passed an immigrant in Las Vegas.
But for Velasquez, walking past immigrants is just the start.
I think that the best thing I could give as advice is meet people, talk to them, learn their life, talk about their struggles. And I want people to look to their left and to the right and to speak to people and let them know, what's your struggle, what's your story, compare yourself to them. And you will see that we are just like every other American, right?
Although lawyers I talked to say the federal government doesn't have the money or the resources to deport millions of immigrants here illegally, they also warn nothing is certain after January 20th. In Las Vegas, I'm Steve Sebelius.